Hi everyone, I'm Aurora from Susan's family. Today, I'm going to introduce the Floral Bloom from Bloom&Berry ear basket. This headphone pouch is divided into the main part, decorations, and assembly. First, we crochet the main part, then separately create the decorative elements, and finally assemble them with the main part. Next, let's start learning the crochet technique for the main part. The main part is further divided into the bag body, the cover, the handle, and the zipper. These parts are crocheted and assembled in sequence. First, let's learn how to crochet the cover. We'll use the magic ring technique. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. The stitch techniques used include chains, double crochet, DC 2-in-1, and single crochet. Next, please watch the demonstration. 2 different sizes of acrylic boards will be used for the main part. Here, take out the larger acrylic board and peel off the protective film on it. If it's difficult to peel, use scissors to help. Note that there is film on both sides. When crocheting, make sure to remove all of it. For convenience in this demonstration, only part of the film has been peeled off. Once settled, set it aside for later use. For convenience in watching, I will demonstrate using yarn in a different color. For specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Start with an adjustable magic ring. After completing it, make 3 chains as beginning chain. This will serve as the beginning chain for double crochets. It counts as 1 double crochet. Continue working on the magic ring loop, and crochet 14 double crochets. After completing, tighten the magic ring loop. On the beginning chain, pick up the 2 threads on the right side of the chain above. Crochet 1 slip stitch. Pull tight. The first round is complete. Move on to crochet the second round. Chain 3 to start. Correspond to the stitch below the beginning chain. Continue at the insertion point of the slip stitch. Work a double crochet. Weave in ends as you go. After completing, on the left stitch, work evenly with DC 2-in-1. The technique for DC 2-in-1 is crochet 2 double crochets in the same stitch. 1 stitch. 2 stitches. That's how you complete the DC 2-in-1. Continue with DC 2-in-1. Keep going until you finish this round. After completing, slip stitch into the beginning chain. Pull tight. The second round is complete. Now move on to the third round. Start with 3 chains for the beginning chain. Correspond to the chains below. Then, in the next stitch on the left, work a DC 2-in-1. One double crochet. For this round, alternate crocheting between DC 2-in-1 and double crochets. Keep going until you finish this round. After completing, slip stitch into the beginning chain. Tighten. The third round is complete. Refer to the pattern and finish crocheting it. This is the sample after completing the 4th round. Take out the large acrylic board for comparison. The fabric should be slightly smaller than the acrylic board. Align with the outer edge of the small holes. If there's a significant difference, you need to unravel a few rounds and adjust the tension of your hands, or switch to a different hook size. Then start crocheting again. After confirming the size, place the right side of the fabric facing up, with the acrylic board underneath. Center the fabric roughly. Crochet 1 chain as the beginning chain. For the single crochet, this does not count as a stitch. Make the beginning chain slightly looser. Then pick up a round of stitches and the small holes on the acrylic board, and crochet single crochets together. Here, alternate between crocheting 3 stitches and 4 stitches in each hole. The last 2 stitches in each hole are crocheted into the same stitch on the fabric. The rest of the single crochets are worked evenly. Below, first pick up the beginning chain, and the hole to crochet 1 single crochet. Here, the loops of the single crochets should be pulled slightly higher before completing the stitch. This will make the stitches level with the acrylic board. Continue by crocheting in the left stitch in the same hole, and work 2 single crochets. In the next hole, crochet 1 single crochet into the left 2 stitches individually. Crochet 2 single crochets into the left stitch, and the hole below. Take a look. Consider the finished part as one group. Repeat this group pattern to complete the round. Pay attention when crocheting the single crochets. Pull the loop slightly higher before crocheting. After completing, slip stitch into the first single crochet of this round. Pull tight. Now the 5th round is completed. Then crochet 1 chain to secure. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. This way, the yarn tail is settled. The cover is now made. Next, let's learn how to crochet the bag body. It is crocheted counterclockwise around the acrylic board. Many new stitches will be used. The chart will explain everything step by step. First, take out the small acrylic board and peel off the protective film on it. This is my demonstration sample. Now let's crochet the first round. Leave a yarn tail and make a slip knot. Pull the loop through any small hole in the acrylic board. Then adjust the loop size. Chain 1 to start. Crochet 4 single crochets through this small hole. While crocheting, pay attention to weaving in the ends. For each single crochet, slightly tighten the loop before continuing. After completing, continue with every small hole on the acrylic board. Crochet 4 single crochets in each of these holes. Once done, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Tighten it slightly. Now the first round is complete. Move on to crochet the second round. Work 1 chain as beginning chain. Slightly tighten. Then turn the fabric over. Next, locate the last stitch of the previous round. That is, the stitch to the left of the slip stitch. Crochet 1 slip stitch there. The oval-shaped slip stitch in the picture indicates not to pull too tight. Take a look. After crocheting, the slip stitch forms a braid-like texture. Continue working slip stitches into each stitch from the previous round in sequence. Keep going all the way down until this round is completed. When you reach the insertion position of the slip stitch from the previous round, crochet 1 slip stitch into the first stitch of this round. Tighten it. At this point, the second round is complete. Now move on to the third round. Work stitches along the braids formed by the slip stitches from the previous round. Chain 2 as the beginning chain. This will serve as the beginning chain for half double crochets. It counts as 1 stitch, corresponding to the first slip stitch of the previous round. Then turn the piece over. Work into the braid of the slip stitch on the left side. That is, the last slip stitch from the previous round. Crochet 1 half double crochet. The braid-like texture in front of the half double crochet. This is the first stitch of the first round. Continue to work into each corresponding braid of the slip stitches. Crochet 3 half double crochets. Now count the beginning chain as well. It's equivalent to crocheting 5 continuous half double crochets. Next, crochet 1 HDC 2 in 1. That is, crochet 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. 1 stitch. 2 stitches. The HDC 2 in 1 is completed. Treat the 5 half double crochets and 1 HDC 2 in 1 that already crocheted as one group. Repeat this pattern to complete the round. After completing it, pick up the 2 strands of the chain above the beginning chain. Crochet 1 slip stitch. Tighten. At this point, the third round is complete. Next, let's crochet the fourth round. Make 1 beginning chain. This chain does not count as a stitch. Then, pick up the foundation chain below, and crochet 1 front post half double crochet. The technique for this stitch is, yarn over, hook into the right side gap of the beginning chain. Exit through the left side gap. This way, you've picked up the entire beginning chain. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. Yarn over again, and pull through all loops on the hook. The front post half double crochet is now completed. Next, crochet 1 back post half double crochet to the left. Yarn over. Come out from the right side gap of the half double crochet below. Insert into the left side gap. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. Yarn over again, and pull through all loops on the hook. The back post half double crochet is now completed. Now, let's do another front post half double crochet. Yarn over, then insert the hook under the half double crochet below. From the right side, come out on the left side. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook in one go. The front post half double crochet is now completed. Now, do another back post half double crochet, yarn over, then insert the hook from underneath the half double crochet below, exiting on the right side, and enter from the left side, yarn over and draw the yarn through, yarn over again, and pull through all loops on the hook in one go. The back post half double crochet is now completed. The pattern for this round is alternate crocheting front post half double crochets, and back post half double crochets. Follow the pattern to complete this round. Note, always hook into the gaps on either side of the stitches from the previous round. Once completed, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch of this round. Tighten. The fourth round is now complete. Move on to the fifth round. The technique for this round is identical to the fourth round. Start with one chain as beginning chain. This does not count as a stitch. Then alternate crocheting front post half double crochets, and back post half double crochets. As you crochet this round, you can also check the texture underneath. The raised stitches are front post stitches. The indented stitches are back post stitches. Crochet according to the corresponding texture. Pay attention to the starting position. Skip the foundation chain below and do not work it. Begin crocheting on the first front post half double crochet of the previous round. Work all the way down while matching the texture underneath to complete this round. Once completed, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Tighten. The fifth round is now complete. For the sixth round through the 11th round, the crochet method is identical to the fifth round. Refer to the previous demonstration and complete round 11. Take a look. This is the sample after it has been completed. When counting rounds, you can start from above the third round. Count these front post stitches. Each raised texture represents one round. You just need to count these raised textures. After this part is finished, it should be an outward expanding circular shape. If it's curling inward or standing straight, you should undo a part of it. Adjust the tension of your hands, or switch to a different hook size and recrochet. For the following 12th row, continue referring to the pattern chart and crochet the required number of stitches. This is the sample after it has been completed. Crochet one chain to secure. Leave a yarn tail and then fasten off. This way, the yarn tails are settled. Let's move on to row 13. Make a slip knot with the yarn tail. Then pull it through from the first stitch of the previous row. This way, the yarn is joined. Keep referring to the chart or texture. Finish crocheting this row. While crocheting, you can place the yarn tail above the crochet hook and carry it along as you crochet. After completing the row, secure the yarn tail. At this point, row 13 is done. Next, pick from the back to weave in the tail. You can weave in a few extra stitches. Then cut off any excess yarn tails. This way, the yarn tail is secured. Continue with round 14. First, grab the cover. Place it wrong side up. Find the first stitch. That's the insertion point for the slip stitch. Join the yarn at this stitch. Chain 1 to start. Then begin from this stitch. Work twisted single crochets facing right. We'll call these twisted single crochets from now on. Rotate the hook clockwise. Hook into the first stitch from front to back. Place the hook above the yarn. Pull the yarn through the stitch and the loop on the hook all at once. Insert the hook under the strand of yarn, on the top left. Work a single crochet. One twisted single crochet is completed. Continue rotating the hook clockwise. From front to back, insert into the stitch on the right. Place the hook above the yarn. Yarn over. Then pick up the 2 strands of yarn, lying horizontally on the top left. Work a single crochet. Another twisted single crochet is completed. The first stitch uses a special technique. For the rest, follow the working method used for the second stitch. Pick up the 2 strands of yarn, lying horizontally on the top left and crochet. Crochet from left to right. Continue crocheting all the way down until you reach the required number of stitches. After completing the required number of stitches, you can turn to the right side of the cover. Count the stitches in the last round to check the stitch count. Once the stitch count is confirmed, pick up one edge stitch from the 13th row of the bag body, and the next stitch of the cover. Work them together as a twisted single crochet. When crocheting, you can tighten it slightly. Continue crocheting all the way down until you complete this round. After finishing the last stitch, leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Then refer to the previous demonstration, and weave in the ends inside the bag. This completes the 14th round. At the same time, the bag body is also completed. Next, continue to crochet the handle. Start with a chain. Work back and forth in rows. After crocheting, wrap the cotton rope together and sew it. Then assemble it with the bag body. No new stitch techniques are used. Next, please watch the demonstration. Start with the foundation chain. Crochet the required number of stitches. After that, work on the first row. First, make one beginning chain, then pick up the top loop of the chains. Work single crochets into each stitch. Keep going until the end of the row. After completing the last stitch, row 1 is done. Continue with one beginning chain. Turn the piece counterclockwise. Work single crochets into each stitch. Finish crocheting this row. After completion, row 2 is finished. For the following rows 3 to 5, the technique will be the same as this row. Refer to the chart and finish crocheting the remaining rows. This is the sample after completion. Leave a yarn tail 3 times the total length before cutting the yarn. Thread the yarn tail onto a darning needle. Then take out the cotton cord. With the wrong side of the fabric facing up, place the cotton cord in the middle. Expose a part of one end of the cotton cord. Then use the whip stitch method. Pick up the 2 remaining threads, and the last row of stitches. Sew them together correspondingly. The whip stitch method means that the needle always enters from front to back. When sewing, tighten it slightly. Try not to expose the cotton cord. Continue sewing like this until you finish this side. After completion, trim the excess cotton cord. You can smooth out the handle a bit. In other words, don't let the cotton cord show beyond the handle part. Then turn the seam downward. Press it flat and place it on one side of the bag opening. Pick up the raised circle. Continue to sew with the whip stitch method combined with reverse single crochet. Stay a little distance from the opening. And then sew. Sew a few more stitches to secure it firmly. After sewing, take out a D-ring. Secure the D-ring below the seam. Use the whip stitch method for sewing. Wrap the short side of the D-ring completely. After sewing, weave in the ends and cut the yarn. This secures one side of the handle and D-ring. Treat the other side of the handle in the same way. Then secure it on the other end of the opening. Be mindful not to twist the handle. The seam should always face downward. After sewing, secure the D-ring below the handle. When cutting the cotton cord at this end, you can slightly pull out a bit of the cord first, then cut it off. This way, the cotton cord won't show. That concludes the making and installation of the handle. Next, we'll assemble the zipper. Here, the zipper is assembled at the opening. First, cut a longer piece of the main yarn. Then take out 3 strands from it. Next, thread the sewing needle. Tie a knot at the yarn end. Set it aside for later use. Before sewing, let's take a look at the structure of the zipper. In the closed state, the end with the zipper head is the top stop position. The other end is the bottom stop position. The 2 sides are tapes. There are zipper chains on the tapes. The side facing us is the right side of the zipper. Place the bag opening towards yourself, and position the zipper at the opening. Place the zipper head according to personal preference. Here, we place it on the left side. The length of the zipper is roughly the same as the length of the bag opening. Here, we pick up the stitches from the 11th round of the bag body, and the final round of the bag cover. That is, sew together at the insertion point for the reverse single crochet. When inserting the needle on the surface, always stitch in and out at adjacent stitches, so that no sewing traces are visible on the surface. In actual sewing, start by sewing this side of the bag cover first. Use a sewing needle to secure the bottom stop position. After sewing, start fixing the zipper chain. Pay attention that the zipper chain and fabric should not be too close. Leave a little distance. You can sew a few extra stitches at the edge. Then proceed downward using the backstitching method. Try to sew as densely as possible. Backstitching is when you first insert the needle forward. Then insert it backward. Mind that the stitch intervals are short. Then insert the needle forward again. And backward. When sewing here, tighten slightly. Adjust the zipper and fabric as you sew. Keep the distance between the zipper chain and the fabric consistent. Finish sewing the top zipper chain like this first. After finishing the top chain, continue to secure the top stop position as well. Make sure the zipper chain is aligned. Sew the stitches to attach the other side of the zipper chain to the fabric. While sewing, make sure the opening stays flat. Do not let the fabric flare out or tuck in. Ensure the zipper teeth correspond with the fabric's edge. Continue sewing using this method. If you run out of yarn while sewing, you can take another piece of yarn, tie a knot on the inside to join the yarn. Continue sewing until finished. Pay attention and adjust the position of the zipper chain as you sew, to prevent the zipper from being sewn crooked. Sew a few extra stitches at the end to secure it. Then weave in the ends and fasten off. That's how you sew on the zipper. At this point, the main part is complete. The decorations include sunflowers, daisies, Gasa flowers, lilies of the valley, and assembly. Crochet each separately and then assemble them with the main part. A variety of new stitch techniques are used. The chart will explain everything step by step. Next, let's learn how to crochet a sunflower. It consists of the flower core, baubles, petals, calyx, and leaves. Start by learning how to crochet the flower core. Use the magic ring method to begin. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. After completing it, crochet the baubles on top. Then move on to crochet the petals. After that, crochet the calyx and leaves. The stitches used include X for single crochet, V for SC2 and 1, slip stitch, and chain. Below, please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Before we start crocheting, let's first familiarize ourselves with the chart. The chart uses H plus number to indicate row numbers. R plus number is used to indicate round numbers. The stitch instructions column shows the stitches used for the current row and any increase or decrease situations. The total stitches column indicates the total stitch count after completing all stitches in the current row. Start to cast on. The chart uses magic ring for casting on, which means the method is an adjustable magic ring. Begin with an adjustable loop. The cast on is now complete. Below, crochet round 1. Round 1 is 6x. The number before X indicates how many single crochets to make. This means you will crochet 6 single crochets into the magic ring. First, chain 1. This serves as the beginning chain for the single crochet. This beginning chain is not marked in the chart. In practice, when crocheting in rounds, you need to make a beginning chain at the start of each round. Beginning chain doesn't count as a stitch. Then, pick up the loop and crochet 6 single crochets. After that, close the magic ring. Try to tighten it as much as possible. This secures the ring. Next, slip stitch into the first single crochet of this round to finish. If you cannot tell where the very first stitch is, count the stitches backward from the end. It's this large braid. The joining slip stitch does not count as a stitch. Make sure to pull tight, so that you don't accidentally add extra stitches later. The slip stitch is not indicated in the chart. In reality, when crocheting in rounds, always finish by joining with a slip stitch and tighten. That completes the first round. We will take the clearer texture side as the right side. Move on to crochet the second round. R2 is 6V. The number before the V indicates how many consecutive SC2 in 1 there are. So work that many SC2 in 1 in a row. This means to work 6 SC2 in 1 in a row. Start with 1 chain as your beginning chain. Let me emphasize again. When crocheting in rounds, always start with a beginning chain. I won't repeat this moving forward. In the first single crochet stitch of the previous round, work 1 SC2 in 1. That is, at the insertion point of the slip stitch. Make 2 single crochets. As you crochet, place the starting tail above the hook, and weave it in as you go along. 1 stitch. 2 stitches. SC2 in 1 completed. Continue with 1 SC2 in 1 in the next stitch on the left. For this round, you need to complete 6 SC2-in-1. The remaining 4 stitches should all be worked using the method of making 2 stitches in each stitch. After completing the last SC2-in-1, you can check the stitch count. The total number of stitches for each round is marked in the corresponding chart. I won't mention this again moving forward. Next, slip stitch into the first stitch. Please pay attention. At the end of each round, slip stitch to connect with the first stitch. Pull tight. Directly cut off the extra yarn tail from the starting chain. The second round is now complete. Continue with the third round. R3 is XV *6. The parentheses here indicate a group. Asterisk in number indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. First, make 1 single crochet. Then, move on to SC2-in-1. XV is now crocheted. I'll demonstrate it again. First, make 1 single crochet. Then, make a SC2-in-1. This is the second time. This round needs to be repeated 6 times. The remaining 4 times are all crocheted using the method of 1 single crochet, 1 SC2-in-1. Finally, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Tighten. The third round is now completed. You can take a look. The right side of the fabric has clear texture. The wrong side has blurry texture. When crocheting later, always keep the right side facing yourself. For the 4th and 5th rounds, you can follow the chart. I've already finished here. Next, let's crochet the 6th round. For 1 stitch, there are these 2 strands of yarn. The strand closer to you is called the front loop. The strand farther from you is called the back loop. For this round, we will only pick up the back loops to crochet. You can follow the stitch pattern in the chart. This completes the 6th round. For the remaining rounds after the flower core, the stitch techniques used have all been demonstrated in detail before. The meaning of the stitch instructions is similar to before. You just need to crochet according to the stitch order in the chart. Pay attention, the last round is crocheted evenly with single crochets. This means 1 stitch to another. The total number of stitches is the same as the previous round. Don't forget the beginning chain and slip stitch when crocheting. Continue below using the methods learned earlier. Refer to the chart and finish crocheting the remaining rounds of the flower core. I've already finished here. Finally, secure with a chain. Leave a 10 cm tail and cut the yarn. That concludes the flower core. Next, we'll crochet the baubles. Take the yarn. Locate the remaining half stitch from the 5th round. We'll join the yarn at the first stitch. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through directly. The yarn is now joined. The in the chart indicates crocheting into the same position. Make one slip stitch in the adjacent position on the left side. Do not tighten. Then crochet 3 chains. Make one slip stitch. This slip stitch goes into the same position as the previous slip stitch. The stitch technique inside the brackets is now complete. Skip one stitch on the left side. That completes one group of stitches. Next, make 2 slip stitches in the following stitch. Chain 3 stitches to connect them. Then skip one stitch on the left side. This completes the second group of stitches. Continue crocheting the entire round following this demonstration. The final skipped stitch is the joining position. After completing this round, pick up the joining position, and make a slip stitch to join. That completes the first round. Now let's crochet the second round. Make one chain as a transition. Then hook into the remaining half loop from the 6th round and crochet. First, pick up the first stitch, and crochet 2 slip stitches. In between, crochet 3 chains to join. Skip one stitch on the left side. This completes one group of stitches. Continue crocheting the entire round following this demonstration. After completing the second round, make a slip stitch join at the position of the first stitch. That completes the second round. Now let's move on to the third round. Start with one chain as a transition. Then follow the demonstration of the second round. Refer to the chart and complete this round. Finally, join with a slip stitch. That completes the third round. For the fourth round, just follow the pattern chart for crocheting. After completing it, cut the yarn and weave in the ends. That concludes the crochet method for the baubles. Next, let's crochet the petals. Locate the remaining half stitches from the ninth round. Hook into the first stitch position to join the yarn. Crochet 2 slip stitches continuously on the left side, do not tighten. Then crochet 8 chains. Next, starting from the second to last stitch, pick up the top loop of the chains and crochet 7 single crochets sequentially. After completing it, skip 1 stitch below. Start from the adjacent stitch and crochet 5 slip stitches in sequence. Then crochet 8 chains. Starting from the second to last stitch, crochet 7 single crochets in sequence. Skip 1 stitch below. We will treat these 5 slip stitches together with the skipped stitch as one group of stitches. Next is to repeat this group of stitches. Follow the chart and continue crocheting until you reach the almost ending position. After completing it, crochet 2 slip stitches on the left side. Finally, join with a slip stitch at the joining position. This slip stitch can be not too tight, making it convenient for the slip stitch at the end of the next round. This completes the first round of the first layer of petals. We will consider this as the stem. Next, let's crochet the second round. At the insertion position of the last single crochet, on the left side of the stem, crochet 1 single crochet. That is, pick up the remaining 2 strands of the chain and crochet. Note that you need to add wire here. Take out the wire and reserve 1.5 centimeters. After completing the single crochet, bend the reserved wire. Then wrap it together, and continue crocheting. Continue to pick up the remaining 2 strands of the left chain, and crochet 1/2 double crochet. Three double crochets. One-half double crochet. And 1 single crochet. This way, the starting wire is secured. Next, pick up the tip on the left and crochet 1 single crochet. Pay attention not to insert into the stitch of the single crochet on the left. After completing, make 1 chain. Then pick up the front loop of the single crochet, and 1 strand on the left. And make 1 slip stitch. Next, rotate the piece. Pick up the stitches of the single crochets, and crochet 1 single crochet. One-half double crochet. Three double crochets. And 1/2 double crochet. One single crochet. We consider the first single crochet to the last one as 1 petal. Then skip 2 slip stitches on the left. Crochet 1 slip stitch on the third slip stitch. After completing, crochet one petal on the stem on the left. Tidy up the petals to make the piece flat. After completing, crochet again in the middle stitch of these 5 slip stitches. Crochet 1 slip stitch. Next, crochet petals on each stem. Connect the petals with 1 slip stitch in between. When the last petal is almost completed, leave a 1.5 cm wire tail and cut it off. Bend it slightly. Wrap it together while crocheting. When making the last single crochet, insert the hook through this bent part. This way, the position of the wire is secured at the end. Crochet 1 slip stitch at the position where the slip stitch join was made in the previous round. Crochet 1 chain to secure. Cut the yarn and weave in the ends. This completes the first layer of petals. Now let's move on to the second layer of petals. Pick up stitches from round 10 for crocheting. Hook into the last stitch of round 10 to join the yarn. Then crochet 10 chains. From the second to last stitch, crochet 9 single crochets. Below, skip 1 stitch, and crochet 5 slip stitches. Continue with the same crochet method used earlier. Refer to the chart for crocheting. After completing the last 4 slip stitches, pick up the joining position and connect with a slip stitch. This completes round 1. Now move on to round 2. The method is similar to the first layer of petals, just that the number of double crochets is different. Everyone, follow the chart to complete this round. Finally, connect with a slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. The second round is complete. Break the yarn and weave in the ends. This completes the crochet method for the second layer of petals. Next, let's learn how to crochet the calyx. Rounds 2 and 3 have fewer stitches, so you need to turn the right side out. Follow the chart to crochet all the way down to the second to last round. I've already finished it ahead of time here. Now let's work on the last round. For this round, you will be picking up the front loops only. No beginning chain needed. Start by picking up the front loop of the first stitch, and make 1 slip stitch. Then work 1 chain. Skip 1 stitch. In the next stitch, work 2 double crochets. Make 1 CH3 picket. First, chain 3. Work 1 slip stitch. Then pick up the insertion point for the double crochet, and work 2 more double crochets. This completes 1 group of stitches. Everyone follows this method. Refer to the pattern and complete this round. After finishing the last double crochet, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Leave a 50 centimeter yarn tail. Use it for sewing together. This concludes the calyx section. Set it aside for now. Next, we will work on the leaves. Start with the foundation chain. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. The new stitch techniques used include treble crochet, Pt1. Please watch the demonstration. Get the yarn. Start with the foundation chain. Then work the first round. Make one beginning chain. Pick up one strand on the top of the chains from the second to last stitch. Work one single crochet sequentially. One half double crochet. One treble crochet. The crocheting method is to yarn over the hook twice. Insert into the adjacent position, then yarn over and pull through. This way, there are 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops sequentially. Repeat 3 times. This way, 1 treble crochet is completed. Continue crocheting 10 treble crochets on the left side. After completing, crochet 2 double crochets. Two half double crochets. One single crochet. Then crochet 3 single crochets in the last chain. Rotate the piece. Pick up the other 2 strands and crochet 1 single crochet. Mind that the hook does not go into the same position for these 3 stitches. 2 half double crochets. Then crochet the same stitch pattern as on this side. Continue crocheting until there is 1 stitch left. After completing, crochet 2 single crochets in the last stitch. Join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. This completes the first round. Next, let's crochet the second round. Make one beginning chain. Everyone follow the chart and crochet until the Pt1. Mind that you need to wrap the wire while crocheting this round. Start by reserving 5 centimeters of wire. After completion, the next stitch is a Pt1. The crocheting method is to crochet 2 treble crochets in the same position. This completes the Pt1. Afterwards, everyone can follow the chart and crochet the corresponding stitches. This completes the second round. Then reserve a 10 cm yarn tail, and cut off the yarn. Reserve 5 cm of wire and cut it off. This completes the leaf. After completion, thread the reserved yarn from the calyx into a sewing needle. Here, we demonstrate the assembly of the calyx and flower core using a sample. The actual project does not have a flower stem, just refer to the video demonstration to learn the assembly method. Sew together the remaining half stitches on the calyx with the last round of the flower core. As you near the end, stuff a small amount of stuffing inside. Then continue sewing. After completion, tie off and weave in the ends. Everyone should weave in a few more stitches. Tidy it up a bit. That's how you assemble one sunflower. Everyone assembles the remaining quantity of sunflowers as well.